to join me today at Blasford Hill Fishery in Chelmsford. And before this feature was arranged, Elliot from Korda, he rang me and he said basically all I had to bring was some bottom baits, some pop-ups and some wafters, and that he'd look after the rest. So I didn't really know what that meant, but what he's brought along for me today is a choddy rig safe and a standard rig safe, both of them new products. And what you'll find inside these are ready tied chod rigs in this one and ready tied crank rigs in this one. And basically I've got to catch fish today using ready tied chods or ready tied cranks, using each of the 3 hook baits I bought. So to start with, I've clipped up my first rod, which is on a crank rig with a wafter hook bait. I've clipped that up to the island. I'm going to flick that out there. I've already baited up with a few boilies, and hopefully that should be the easiest one to tick off the list. And then once we get into some fish, I'm going to start chopping and changing and trying to catch one on each of the 3 versions that I'm carrying today. There's rig number 2. It's the crank ready rig with a straight out the bag 15mm frozen cell. It's all clipped up, so I'm going to flop it out of there. Well, it's the wafter rod that's gone first, off the corner of the island on the old crank ready tied rigs. Barbless versions in line with the rules here, and looks like a typical fisher here, mid-double common, just wallowing in. He's not really doing a lot. It's I'll concentrate here. I don't want to lose him. Well, that's the wafter ticked off the list. Now for a pop-up. Right, well the fish is in the net and time is of the essence, so I've quickly knocked up this hinge stiff rig. It's using the ready tied chods, simply tied on an IB pop-up. And the boom section is just £20 end trap, soft, really quick and easy to tie, you know, grinner to the swivel there, figure of 8 at the other end, and it's ready to go straight out on the Korda Island. Well, here he is, the one that fell to the cell wafter on the crank ready tied rig. Absolutely nailed in the bottom lip, and even with barbless he certainly wasn't coming off. Well, I thought the bottom bait rod was away. Bobbin dropped to the floor, picked up the rod, wound up the slack, nothing there. Can't believe it. Must have shook it off. I'm just sitting there mourning my loss as such when the pop-up rod's just rattled off. So the bottom bait's just been slung on the floor there, and now we're into the second one's nearly ticked off the list if I can get him in, and then we can get both on bottom baits to try and close the deal. Boom! Just like that. Right, same as last time, I'm using quick change swivel, so quickly looped on a fresh rig and it's ready to go. Right out there. Well, there he is, number 2. Lovely looking fish, this one. I've recast both the rods and bottom baits, topped up with a few boilies, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long before the bottom bait seals the deal. Well, I said it wouldn't take too long. Literally just put back that second one and the bottom bait's away. Let's try and get him in, close this deal. Here he comes. Well, boom, there's number 3. Pop up, bottom bait and a wafter. Well, there he is, carp number 3, the final piece of the puzzle, and a lovely carp to finish with. Perfect.